What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, guys, you know me. I've been relatively bullish on a lot of stuff with the SPS staking change, and of course, everything that's coming down the coming down the pipeline, or hopefully around the corner, which would be the Pro-Human League for modern format, the Tower Defense, and Land 1.5. Hopefully, we will get that all this quarter. But I'm going to put on my Papa Bear hat just for a minute here, not because I'm bearish, but because I really want to level set expectations for the Flywheel. Now, I'm going to put in some assumptions here, and for full context, I actually want to take a look at the overall DEC supply. You can see that we're under 5 billion, right? We're at 4.6, just under 4.7 billion total tokens. But let's say in like a perfect world, land had like full utilization. Well, we would need 7.5 billion DEC. You would need, it would be 150,000 plots times 50,000 DEC per plot would get us to that 7.5 billion number. So we'd have to mint roughly 2.5 billion DEC from where we're at right now in order to cover that. So it's like, okay, cool. We're going to mint a crap ton of DEC. How much SPS is that going to burn for us? Okay, let's make the numbers easy. 2.5 billion DEC, we're actually going to say SPS is at 2.5 cents. Obviously, it's not there right now. We're just below that at 2.43 cents. But I already did the calculation, so all the math people out there, feel free to check my numbers. But just to make it easy, 2.5 billion DEC burned from 2.5 or burned from SPS at 2.5 pennies. Means that we'd be burning roughly 100 million tokens, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but to give broader context, that is less than 10% of what is currently in circulation, right? We're at almost 1.1 billion total tokens. Now, it is about 25% of what is the currently liquid, right? And that does include the DAO. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are going to look at me and say, dude, if you burn 100 million tokens, if you burn 25% of what's currently liquid, that's definitely going to make an impact. And I'm not saying that it won't. I'm just saying that any impact that it makes on price will probably move it upwards, right? And at 2.5 pennies, we burn 100 million tokens. If all of a sudden SPS is rising higher than that, we're burning less and less SPS for that same amount of DEC. You get where I'm coming from with this? So I don't know that we're going to burn a ton of SPS from the Flywheel, especially if the number goes up, which again is not a bad thing, right? I'm not trying to say that like, oh, you know, this is going to be awful and it's not going to hit any expectations and blah blah blah. I mean, that could definitely happen, right? And obviously I want to reserve the right to say land probably is not going to hit full utilization. In fact, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to be less than half, maybe even less than 30 or 25%. So that being said, right, we know that there's going to be some kind of movement. We know that overall we will probably have to burn some SPS for DEC with land 1.5, but it may not be as much as people are expecting, especially if we start to rise in the price of SPS overall. Now, again, from a total high bird's eye view, objective viewpoint, at the end of the day, this is still going to be good for SPS because we're going to be reducing the amount. And there's two things, hopefully within the near future, that I think could potentially happen or will happen, right? Is if we start to see SPS go up, or we start to see the market start to recover, or there's a gaming run, we could get people come in and actually start buying SPS in order to start playing, right? Buy SPS to stake it in order to start earning. Now, that's not Flywheel action. That's direct SPS utility, which plays very nicely with the Flywheel because that's something that people just want to have and they're going to hold on to. And the more people we get into the game, the more players we get into the game, the more investors potentially we get into the game, that is going to be something where they want SPS for SPS itself, not just to burn it for DEC. But we also know that land 2.0 is not necessarily around the corner. I'm assuming it's probably going to be sometime next year at the very earliest. My hope would be like in the first half of next year, right? But that's going to require not just, you know, the 50,000 DEC staked for monsters, but there's going to be a ton of LPs with all 50 resources or, you know, 40 to 50 resources that the team has planned. So that could require a lot of SPS being burned for DEC. But again, that's further down the line. So as we head into the next couple of months here, you know, I just put out that video saying I think August could be huge. I still think it can be overall, right? But in terms of like what it does to burn the total amount of SPS, obviously the higher SPS goes, the less we're going to burn in order for the DEC that's needed for land. but that's not necessarily a bad thing because we do want SPS to go up. So it's just like, let's just be, again, Papa Bear hats just to say we're probably not going to burn as much as people are thinking with the Flywheel. Now, hopefully, that's because SPS is going up, and that's because SPS is going up rapidly, and we're all freaking out because we're feeling good about SPS hitting, I don't know. I'm not even going to throw out a number there, but it's probably not all-time highs. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying here, where it's just like, if at 2.5 cents we needed another 2.5 billion DEC, that's only 100 million tokens, which again sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it moves the needle as much in terms of like reducing the supply of total SPS out there. Now, in the long run, it does. And I think that there's going to be a lot of other cool things that the team has up their sleeve over the next couple of months, the rest of this year, and obviously into next year, that's going to galvanize the player base that's currently here and hopefully bring in a lot more people, right? With tower defense, with land, with hopefully some new game modes. There's a lot. There's a lot. I don't want to say at stake because that's a little too punny, but there's a lot coming down. There's a lot coming down the pipeline to be excited about. And keep in mind, in my opinion, we've gotten through probably one of the toughest parts of the bear market, and with the Bitcoin halving in I don't know how many months, in April of next year, about 9 months from now, that's going to be something else that could be a catalyst for the entire market. But if any game takes off, if any kind of altcoin season starts to run, things could get exciting way before that. So I started out saying I wanted to wear my Papa Bear hat, but obviously you can tell that I'm still feeling the bullish nature of all this. So I'll go ahead and cut the video here, but just want to share those numbers with you. Again, feel free to check my math, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Curious to hear what you guys are thinking and how you're feeling about the next 1, 2 months, 8 months, 10 months from now. I would love to hear it. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.